The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Presented this week by Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook, the best Facebook group to discuss your favorite sports simulation or replay, whether it's cards and dice, on the computer or the console. Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook, and we're looking for 1,000 members. Help us get there soon at Sports Simulations and Replays. Last night, the Philadelphia Phillies and Montreal Expos hooked up for action at Olympic Stadium, and the Expos hung on to win. Mike Krukow with an RBI single in the first to score George Vukovic to make it 1-0. And then back came Montreal in the third. Andre Dawson with a double to score Tim Raines, and Gary Carter with a 2-run double gave the first place Expos a 3-1 lead. But the Phillies would not go quietly into that good night. In the fifth, they sent 7 to the plate. Pete Rose with a 2 RBI single to make it 3-3, and then Manny Trio singled home Pete to make it 4-3. In the sixth, they sent 7 more to the plate. Ivan De Jesus with a fielder's choice to make it 5-3, and then the pitcher, Mike Krukow, singled home Greg Maddox to make it 6-3. Jerry White with the garbage time RBI, 6-4 the final. Mike Krukow gets the win. He goes to 12-9. David Palmer from my hometown of Glens Falls drops to 4-5 on the year. So the margin is 7.5, and I completely forgot to do that. Yep. Oh, off like a herd of thunder and turtles. So the margin is 7.5. The Phillies on a roll right now. They're going to take on the Expos on Friday Night Baseball right here on Retro Sports Network. And from Olympic Stadium in Montreal on this Saturday afternoon, the 14th of April, the Retro Sports Network presents the Montreal Expos and the Philadelphia Phillies. Steve Carlton on the hill for the Phillies. Scott Sanderson pitching for the Expos. And remember, we have a roof. It is closed. Why, good evening, everybody. My name is Ron Juckett. Friday night special here. Hopefully to take you up to Dave Little's basketball at the top of the next hour. The Expos and Phillies, number 1 and number 2 in the National League East. The Expos are 74-40. The Phillies are 67-48. They have won quite a bit the last little bit, and have cut the Expos lead down to 7.5. They only play Montreal a handful more times this year. This is a big series, and the Phillies win on this Saturday afternoon, the 14th of August, will cut the gap to 6.5. And we say hi to CP Cards and Dice. How you doing, buddy? Glad to have you along. And the standings are like this. The Phillies have won 2 in a row over Montreal. They've won 8 of 10. They are now 33-24 on the road, and they trail Montreal by 7.5 games. Everything else is the same as it was for the last video. So let's get to it. We only have an hour, so here's the lineup for Philadelphia. Pete Rose will face Scott Sanderson. He'll play first. Manny Trio will bat second and play second. Gary Matthews will play left and bat third. Mike Schmidt is the cleanup hitter. He'll bat fourth. Bo Diaz, the catcher, will bat fifth. Gary Maddox, I should know that. The center fielder will bat sixth. George Vukovic, who struggled all year, will bat seventh and play right. Ivan De Jesus is your shortstop. He'll bat eighth. And Steve Carlton will bat ninth on the mound. Sanderson at 3.47 on the year. Start number 23 for him. He is 10-7 on the season. His last start came on the 9th against the Cubs. He got a win in 7 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. So on the year, 148 innings, 127 hits, 18 homers, 60 runs in total, 57 earned. He walked 41 and struck out 96. Defensively, the Expos line up this way. Timmy Raines is a 4-4 in left. Andre Dawson a 10-5 in center. Joe Youngblood, we've already made the trade with the Mets. 2-5 in right. That's not very good. Tim Wallach is a 7 at third. Chris Spire is 6 at short. Doug Flynn an 8 at second. Al Oliver is 6 at first. And Gary Carter a 10-7 behind the plate. Rose steps up at 287, 3 homers and 38 RBI. And Sanderson delivers a long drive to right, and Rose starts this game with a home run. So all Youngblood could do is turn and watch it go. And the Phillies lead this big game 1-0 right from the get-go. So that's the 4th of the year for Rose. 2 of them have come, by the way, on the stream. Here's Manny Trio. Trio at 246 and 31 RBI. He will not hit a home run. Didn't hit one all year. Ground ball to Wallach. Long throw to Oliver for the out. So 1 away. For Sanderson, that's now 19 homers in 148 innings. Gary Matthews at 286. The Sarge is 14 homers and 52 RBI. Yep, Pete led off with him with the home run. Matthews hits one deep to left center. Back goes Dawson, and that's off the wall. And so Matthews gets a double. Dawson and Raines were right there. And the Phillies are starting right off where they left off last night. Here's Mike Schmidt at 319, 36 homers, and 92 RBI. Sanderson deals, struck him out. A 1-2 pitch on the outside corner, strike 3 called, and there's 2 out for Bo Diaz at 281, 9 homers, and 57 RBI. Sanderson deals. Diaz sends that one into left center. Raines will pick it up. Matthews will score. And the Phillies go up 2-0. For Gary Maddox at 288, 8 homers and 34 RBI. So this is the dream start for the Phillies. Pitch to Maddox. Gets away from Carter, and Diaz will go to second on the wild pitch. So the count, 3 balls and 1 strike to Maddox. Sanderson delivers, fly ball to left, back goes Raines, and that will retire the side. Not before the Phillies get 2. The solo shot by Rose, and then the double by Gary Matthews on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Phillies 2, the Expos coming right up. And it's Steve Carlton making start number 26 on the year. He is 10-8 with a 2.95 ERA. His last start came against Pittsburgh on the 9th, 5 days ago. He went the distance. It was a shutout. Struck out 11, walked 1, and gave up 4 hits. So in 189 and a third innings. How you doing, Sports Time Machine? He's allowed 157 hits, 9 homers, 67 runs, 62 of them earned, 55 walks, and with 4 strikeouts this afternoon, he will join the 200 strikeout club. Against the Expos on August 4th, he took the loss, 8 innings, 5 runs, 3 earned, and struck out 8. So Tim Raines will lead off. Joel Youngblood will bat second and right. Andre Dawson goes third. Al Oliver fourth. Gary Carter fifth. Tim Wallach sixth. Chris Spire, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Doug Flynn, the second baseman, eighth. And Scott Sanderson will bat ninth. He threw 21 pitches in the first. Gary Matthews a 5 and a 6 in left. Gary Maddox a 10 and a 6 in center. Pete Vukovich a 5 and a 7 in right. Mike Schmidt playing in for the bunt that's not going to happen as a 10 at third. DeJesus at 6 at short. Manny Trio at 10 at second. Rosa 6 at first. And Bo Diaz at 9 and a 4 behind the plate. Montreal and I forget who. Atlanta. From Atlanta on Tuesday afternoon. That's the next game in the replay. Raines lines this one to center. Maddox makes the catch, 1 away. So Joe Youngblood at 207. Just over, as I said, from the Mets with 4 RBI. Remember, this was the year he played for the Mets and the Expos on the same day. Pitch to Youngblood. Fly ball to left center. Maddox, 2 out. That'll bring up Dawson. Dawson at 300, 23 homers and 88 RBI. Philadelphia 2, Montreal nothing. And don't forget, at the top of the hour, we are expecting on Dave Little's channel some NBA basketball from 70-71. Pitch to Dawson is a ground ball to Rose. Takes it to the bag himself. And that is the side. After 1, Philadelphia 2, Montreal nothing. That would be Jack Youngblood that came over from the Rams. George Vukovic looking like a Boy Scout in that picture at 225, 2 homers and 20 RBI. Sanderson scuffled in the first. Hopefully the Expos can get him to settle down. Here's the pitch, and there's a fly ball to center. Dawson is there, 1 away. Ivan DeJesus, picture missing, 240, no homers. He did hit 3 on the real year, and 42 RBI. Pitch from Sanderson, struck him out. Full count, swung on and missed, and that's 2 for Sanderson, and that'll bring up Steve Carlton. Lefty at 246, a homer and 12 RBI. If you missed it earlier, ID Jester doing a 2011 St. Louis Cardinal replay. Doing some Stratomatic and that. And of course, Sports Time Machine for your perusal as the Game 2 of the 2002 World Series for you. Pitch to Carlton is a high fly ball to right. Youngblood is there. And that will retire the side. Phillies go down in order in the second. After an inning and a half, it's 2-0 Phils. So Al Oliver, Gary Carter, and Tim Wallach for the Expos here. Oliver at 340, 14 homers and 65 RBI. Pitch to Al is a liner in the right field. It's going to drop in front of Vukovic, and Oliver leads off with the single. First hit of the ball game for the Expos here in the bottom of the second. Gary Carter, what a year he's having. 330, 17 homers and 85 RBI. Yep, hence the no picture in the witness relocation program. Absolutely right. Pitch to Carter is a ground ball up the middle, base hit. Oliver will hold at second. Carter on first. And that'll bring up Timmy Wallach at 276, 20 homers and 81 RBI. So the Expos right back in it, trying to get those 2 back that Philly put on the board in the first. Carlton deals. Wallach ground ball to Trio, probably 2. DeJesus 1 over to Rose at first. Put it in the books as a 4-6-3 double play. It's the best friend. And Oliver goes to third for Chris Spire. 273, 9 homers. How you doing, ID? Good game you had earlier. And 47 RBI for Spire. Spire not much of a home run hitter, but 9 is a lot. Game 115 for the Expos, 116 for the Phillies. The pitch popped up left side. Matthews has it lined up in left, and that will retire the side. Expos put 2 on and can't do anything with it. 2 in the books. Philadelphia 2, Montreal nothing. So it'll be the top of the lineup for Sanderson, Rose, Trio, and Matthews. Sanderson, 33 pitches for 130. He's expected to go 130. 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The solo shot by Rose is 4th of the year. And the big double by Matthews, which Bo Diaz brought him in. Sanderson deals, and Rose pops it up right side. Oliver by the dugout, and that goes into the stands. Someone from Laval has himself a souvenir. And the count is 0-2 to Pete. Sanderson delivers. Ground ball to Spire, and he'll just suck it up. Rose was too fast. That was a bounder that kind of died on the artificial surface. And Rose, for an old man, has good speed. And Charlie hustles to first. Here's Trio. He's 0 for 1. 4th hit for the Phillies. Pitch to Manny. Ground ball, base hit right side. Rose goes to third. Trio on first, and the Phillies threaten here in the top of the third. Gary Matthews doubled and scored his first time up. Sanderson, he can't be Jekyll and Hyde. The Expos have lost the first 2 games of the series, and the Phillies have cut their vaunted lead down to 7.5. Pitch to Matthews. That's a base hit up the middle. Rose will score. Trio will hold as Dawson throws it in, and it's 3-0 Phillies. Brings up Mike Schmidt. Struck out his first time up. Sanderson deals, and Schmidt sends that one to the wall and left. Trio will score. Around comes Matthews. Raines gets it off. He throws home. Cut off by Spire to Carter. Not in time. Schmidt has a 2 RBI double. And Jim Fanning is out at least to talk to Sanderson. Who can he throw? He really does not have a lot of options. Bryn Smith is on short rest. That's who you would normally go to. Sanderson says he's fine. And so he's essentially in relief for himself. That Expos pen is pretty much racked. So Diaz had an RBI single his first time up. 5-0 Phillies here in the third. Sanderson deals. Struck him out. 2-2 pitch just below the belt. And Schmidt is on second still. Here's Maddox. Gary's 0 for 1. Pitch to Gary. Popped up left side. Wallach and Spire converge. Wallach has it, and that will... Nope, there's 2 out, Ron. Make it 2 out. George Vukovic is 0 for 1. Sanderson deals. Ground ball up the middle. Spire behind the bag over to Oliver, and that will retire the side. Not before the Phillies put 3 more on the board on 4 hits and no errors. 2.5 in the books. Philadelphia 5, Montreal 0. So Flynn, Sanderson, and Raines for Montreal here in the third. Carlton through the first 2 innings on 15 pitches. Flynn lines out one to Trio, 1 out. So here's Sanderson. I forgot to give you Flynn's numbers. He's down to 238. Scott at 163, a homer, and 2 RBI. And pretty much in relief for himself. Carlton delivers. There's a sharp grounder to DeJesus over to Rose. 2 out. And Lefty is on fire. 23 pitches in 2 2/3 innings. 9 batters, 2 hits. Tim Raines is 0 for 1. Raines will try to reach on the bunt, and Diaz isn't going to get him. That was absolutely the perfect bunt. And Raines just got out of the box and flew. And so runner on and 2 out for Joe Youngblood, who's 0 for 1. Raines goes. Diaz will hold the ball. And so for Tim, that is steal number 60 on the year. So the Expos are trying to manufacture a run. They're playing some small ball. Youngblood is 0 for 1. Carlton deals. Ball 4. So 2 on and 2 out for Andre Dawson, who's 0 for 1. So ID's going to play his next game offline for the Cardinals and the Pirates. Pitch from Carlton. Dawson, ground ball to Rose, who takes it to the bag himself, and the Expos lead 2 on. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 3, Philadelphia 5, Montreal nothing. So DeJesus, Carlton, and Rose for a scuffling Scott Sanderson. DeJesus struck out his first time up. 1 of 3 on the afternoon by Sanderson. DeJesus hits a fly ball to right. Youngblood has it measured for the out. 1 away. Carlton is 0 for 1. Sanderson deals, and there's a liner up the middle that Spire should have stopped. And Carlton is on with a single. He's hitting .254. And that brings up Rose. Solo shot to start the game in a single. Phantomatic, great to have you along. So Rose 2 for 2 has scored twice. Sanderson deals, and Rose puts that one down the line and left. Carlton will hold at third. Rose is on with a double. And with 1 out in the 4th, Rose needs a triple for the cycle. Here's Trio. Manny 1 for 2 with a run scored. And Sanderson is on the ropes again with 1 out here in the 4th. He deals. Base hit left field. Carlton will score. Spire should have made that play. Rose will hold at third, and Fanning says, I can't wait any longer. Woody Fryman coming in. Got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. So Fryman making relief appearance number 29. It's 4-1 with 6 saves and a 2.04 ERA. His last appearance came 2 days ago on Thursday when Philadelphia beat the Expos to start this series. He went an inning and a third, and that was it. So 35 innings, 26 hits. Not allowed a home run. 10 runs in total, 8 earned. Walked 10 this year and 26 strikeouts. So if they can squeeze 2 out of him, they will take it. Rose on third, Trio on first. 6-0 Philadelphia. Matthews has a single and a double. Has scored twice and driven in a run and draws a walk from Fryman. So here's Schmidt. His 2 RBI double in the 3rd give him 94 on the year. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch from Fryman. Schmidt. Fly ball left center. Back goes Dawson. He'll make the catch. Rose will tag. And they're going to try to get him. Dawson will throw home. Here it comes to Carter. Not in time. And so the runners move up 90 feet. Trio to third. Matthews to second. And it's 7-0 Philadelphia. Bo Diaz is 1 for 2. He has singled and struck out and driven in a run. Yep, it looks like a Friday night blowout. Dale Lonsdale, how you doing, buddy? Glad to have you along. Pitch to Diaz, and there's a ground ball to Flynn over to Oliver, and the Expos are out of this one. But the Phillies get 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. They chase Scott Sanderson, 3.5 in the books. 7-0 Philadelphia. Oliver, Carter, and Wallach due up for Montreal. Oliver singled his first time up. Pitch from Carlton is a fly ball to right. Vukovic in the corner. 1 away. Gary Carter singled his first time up. Lefty delivers. Fly ball to left. Back goes Matthews to the wall. 2 out. Here's Tim Wallach. He's 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play. This time he sends this one all the way to the wall. He's going for 2. He's got it. So Wallach with the 2-out double for Chris Spire, who is 0 for 1. John Herder, who was wondering when I was doing a live stream again, glad to have you along. Happy Friday to you. Wish the game was a bit more competitive. Carlton delivers. Spire, ground ball to his counterpart DeJesus over to Rose at first, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. We've played 4. Philadelphia 7, Montreal nothing. So Maddox, Vukovic, and DeJesus to face Fryman here in the 5th. And this is Fryman's last inning no matter what, because he's due up second here for Montreal in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch to Maddox is 0 for 2. Fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Raines, and it's gone. Ninth of the year for Gary. And he just absolutely smoked that. And it is dead silent here at Olympic Stadium. A few Merds and Sacre Blues, but here's Vukovic. George is 0 for 2. Fryman's pitch. Ground ball to Spire. Over to Oliver. 1 out. Yep, that was long gone. That ball was hammered. Here's DeJesus. Ivan is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Fryman deals, and DeJesus slaps that one to Oliver. Takes it to the bag himself. 2 away. 2 out for Carlton, who's now at 254 on the year. 1 for 2 today with a run scored. Fryman deals, and he's now 2 for 3. How about that? An opposite field single into the hole and left. And so that'll bring up Pete Rose, who has a chance, a .6 chance right now of hitting for the cycle. He has singled, he has doubled, and he had a solo shot to start the game. Fryman's pitch. Liner to left. Raines will have it, and that will retire the side. The home run by Maddox makes it 8-0. 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. Halfway home, it's the Phillies 8. The Expos nothing, and here's the box score. It's awful purdy for Philadelphia. And so Sunday, don't forget, at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, the other National League semifinal in that 70s tournament, the 78 Los Angeles Dodgers and the 79 Pittsburgh Pirates from Three River Stadium, presented by Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook. So that's our next scheduled stream here. The final numbers on Sanderson, he's just too much of a Jekyll and Hyde type guy. 3 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs, all earned. The homer and 3 strikeouts. And Woody Fryman's day will be done. Inning and 2/3, 2 hits, the homer by Maddox. And that was that. So Doug Flynn's stats at the moment, 238, no homers and 1 RBI. Kenny Castro, go Phils. Yeah, but I've had 3 blowouts in 4 games, Dave. He's a curse to give blowouts. Yeah, say that right. Lots of talent did go through West Palm, John. Go Expos. Carlton delivers, and Flynn sends this one into right. Vukovic comes in and makes the catch. So we'll pinch hit for Fryman. Who can hit a lefty? Nobody can. Nobody. Jerry White has the highest OPS, so we'll go with that. 269 on the year with a homer and 13 RBI. Bottom of the 5th. Pitch from Carlton. Finally a strikeout. 2-2 curve, swung on and missed. So that's the first for Carlton. And Timmy Raines the batter. Timmy 1 for 2 with a single. Carlton deals, and Raines sends that one up the middle. And the Expos have yet another 2-out hit. They have 5 in total. But there's a great big bagel in that run column. Joe Youngblood is 0 for 1 with a walk. Carlton delivers. Youngblood. Trio's got it over to Rose, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 5 in the books here in Montreal. We got a new pitcher coming in. Why? Because the Phillies lead it 8-0. Ray Burris, who's going to start in a few days, is going to get some pitches in. He can go 45. If that can get Montreal into the 8th inning, I think they take that. Burris is 2-7 on the year with a 4.80 ERA. This is appearance number 24. He's made 12 starts and now 12 relief appearances. His last start, he has actually pitched against the Phillies the last 4 times he was gone out there. Kind of like liver and fish in Korea. He's got to be sick and tired of the Philadelphia Phillies. 6 2/3 innings in his start. 7 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 6 and struck out 5. So he started on Thursday. 95 2/3 innings, 112 hits, 11 homers, 54 runs, 51 earned. He has walked 43 and struck out 41. And the Expos are just kind of hemorrhaging pitchers at this point. Manny Trio is 2 for 3. He has singled twice, driven in a run, and scored. Burris deals, struck him out. Full count, strike 3, fastball, punched him out. Got him looking. Matthews is 2 for 2. Single and a double. Scored twice, walked, and driven in a run. Burris delivers. Liner to Spire, 2 out. So the one that's not supposed to be able to pitch has retired his first 2 batters. Mike Schmidt, 1 for 2, struck out and doubled. He's driven in 3. Ken Castro's right. So Idy's getting some food. Nummy, nummy, nummy. Pitch to Schmidt. And there's a line drive into right field. Youngblood will pick it up off a hot. And Schmidt is 2 for 3. Here's Bo Diaz. He's 1 for 3. Strikeout and an RBI. Sad to say Ken Castro won't pitch in this game, but he did pitch in yesterday afternoon's game for the Kansas City Royals. Pitch to Diaz is a ground ball chopper. Spire, long throw to Oliver. Does Diaz beat it out? No, he does not. So the bang banger, a good throw by Spire. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 5.5 in the books. Philadelphia 8, Montreal nothing. So here's Andre Dawson. Andre is 0 for 2. Carlton cruising right along. 68 pitches through 5. And Dawson starts the inning with a liner into left center field that's going to drop for a hit. Brings up Oliver. Al 1 for 2 with a single. 8-0 Philadelphia. Pitch to Oliver. Struck him out. That's 2 for Steve. 0-2 at the belt. Fastball. 1 out. 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors for the Phillies. They've left 6 on. No runs, 6 hits, and no errors for the Expos. And they have left 5 on. Yep. 84, Rose played for the Expos and then came to the Reds. Al, Red Sox fan, how you doing? Gary Kiner is 1 for 2. Has a single. Ground ball to DeJesus. This might be 2. Trio for 1 over to Rose. Goes in the book 6-4-3. And after 6. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Time for me to get a drink. Philadelphia 8. Montreal nothing. Al doing the dishes. Listening on the speaker. Gary Maddox, George Vukovich, and Ivan DeJesus to face Burris here in the 7th. 1 second. You know what's amazing? I went to CVS, I got a soda, and I didn't get run over by anything. That's because I got a ginger ale. John Herder says, as Skip Carey would say, I'll let you go out and walk your dog. All right, 7th inning trivia from Kenny Castro. What speedster over 400 stolen bases lifetime failed to have a season, wow, with at least 20 doubles? Huh. Think about that. And Ken will give the answer when he's ready. Maddox is 1 for 3. He had a long shot in the left center field bleachers. Pitch to Burris. And that one is gone. So Maddox is having himself an afternoon, and so are the Phillies. Range has turned and watched it go. And that's his 10th of the year. Here's the pitch again, and that ball was just crushed. So 9-0. I know blowouts are good for character, but we've had a lot of them lately. Here's Vukovic. He's 0 for 3. George is not partaking in blowout festia. Oh, it helps if I hit the right button, Ron. No, Gary Maddox did not just homer again, although it kind of feels like it. I'm the mouse in the wrong spot. Burris delivers. Vukovic, ground ball, base hit, left side. So he does get involved in this. Chris Spires having himself a rotten day at short. That's the second or third play he should have had. De Jesus is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Excuse me, popped up. Center field. Dawson's there. That ginger ale come back to bite me. And Vukovic is out. So 1 out for Steve Carlton, who is 2 for 3 with a run scored. If the Expos are saying, if you want a bunt with a 9-run lead, be my guest. Ground ball to Spire. This might be 2. Flynn for 1. Over to Oliver at first. They got it. Call it 2. So 1 run on 2 hits and 6 errors. Time to stretch it here. And Montreal, and a lot of people are stretching it right to the exits. Philadelphia 9. Montreal nothing. Invoke the 10 run. Oh, Ron LaFleur might be a good answer. Maury Wills. Really? He never had 20 doubles in a year? Well, I think the Dodgers had 20 hits. All right, so you see it up on the screen. 7th inning stretch is a reminder that, hey, this account has a Patreon attached to it. If you want to throw in some money or want a game call or anything that your little heart desires, go to patreon.com/retrosportsnetwork and just toss in some money. Doesn't have to be very much. $5 gets you a mention. I mean, I'll just mention really quickly our Red Sox fan and Dale Lonsdale, who are here, are Patreons of the channel. You can be too, and if you want a game, and I'm serious, any game in the Action PC library, any sport, any 2 teams, $10. That's all you need to do. So patreon.com/Retro Sports Network, and as Bartles and as Dave Demos would say if Susanna Hoffs was here, thank you for your support. So Wallach, Spire, and Flynn here in the bottom of the 7th. Timmy is 1 for 2 with a double. Carlton deals. Wallach strikes out. That's 3 for Steve. 199 on the year. As Wallach watched an 0-2 fastball go right down Broadway. In French, wouldn't that be Rue de Broad? Or Rue McClanahan? Spire is 0 for 2. Carlton deals. Ground ball to second. Trio over to Rose for the out. Wow. We had 19 twice. I never would have guessed that. And he played a lot at Dodger Stadium, which was pretty double friendly. Doug Flynn is not double friendly. He's 0 for 2. Pitch from Carlton is a base hit into left field. Watch him gut 2. No, he won't. So Flynn is on with a single. 7th hit for the Expos. A lot of these with 2 out. And so now who do we bat against? Steve Carlton. I believe the words oi and vey were invented for times like this. Excuse me. So Dan Norman at 211 and 4 RBI will bat pinch hit. Carlton's ready. Here's the pitch to Norman. Popped up left side. DeJesus and Trio. DeJesus has it, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 7 in the books. Right now it's Philadelphia 9, Montreal nothing. And so Jeff Reardon, who has thrown 3 straight days, gets the call. This is his game. 48th appearance for Reardon. 4-3 with 23 saves, and normally you wouldn't throw him here, especially with all the work. But the Expos really have no one else that's fresh. Everyone else is tired. He pitched 2 innings last night, allowed a hit and a strikeout, and he struck out 1 Thursday in 1 inning. So 56 in the 3rd innings, 57 hits, 3 home runs, 16 runs, 15 earned, 17 walks, 31 strikeouts. Fly ball pitcher. And again, desperate times call for desperate measures. Pete Rose still needs a triple for the cycle, and that chance has now gone up to 0.8%. Reardon deals. Liner to Flynn, 1 away. So here's Manny Trio, a jazz band all in one name. 2 for 4. Single twice, RBI, run scored, and a strikeout. John, you can cheat all you want. Pitch to Trio. Fouled back behind the plate, so it's 2-2 from Reardon. Here we go. Liner, foul. So someone from Saint Jean de Richelieu got that one. 2-2 the count. Reardon, 9 pitches already. 2 batters. And he lost him. Trio walks. So Gary Matthews is 2 for 3, single and a double. Scored twice, walked once, and drove in a run. Reardon deals, struck him out. A 2-2 fastball, swung on and missed, strike 3. Here's Mike Schmidt, now up to 322, with a double and a single and 3 RBI. 95 now on the year. Reardon delivers, base hit left side. Raines will pick it up. So Schmidt with a 3-hit day, and that'll bring up Bo Diaz, who's 1 for 4. Struck out once, singled, and drove in a run. Bobby Catalano, how you doing? It's nice to have you along, even if it's just for a moment. Pitch to Diaz is a liner foul. And someone from St. Albans, Vermont, made that catch, because I really don't know the name of my Montreal suburbs. I already did Laval. Or Laval. Pitch to Diaz. There's a liner in the left. Raines has got it, and that will retire the side. No runs, another hit, no errors. 7.5 in the books. We've reached the Ronnie at the 5-year-old haunted, or 5-year-old Ron at the haunted house. Again, Philadelphia 9, Montreal nothing. 9 runs, 16 hits, and no errors for the Phillies. They left 8 on. Les Expos, les no. No runs, 7 hits, no errors, and they've left 6 on. So top of the lineup for Carlton through 27 batters. He's thrown 94 pitches. 7 innings, 7 hits, no runs. He has walked 1 and struck out 3. So his next strikeout, number 200 on the year. Raines is 2 for 3. A single twice and stolen a 60th base. Ground ball to DeJesus, over to first, 1 out. So Joel Youngblood is 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch to from Carlton. There's a base hit right side. Gets in front of Vukovic. And so the Expos finally do something with 1 out. Andre Dawson, 1 for 3. And if this dream excites you, I know a friend of mine who can do some body painting of himself. That'll really get in the likes. Pitch to Dawson. Here's a high fly ball to left center. Back goes Matthews. That's off the wall. Youngblood will round third. They're going to run, and Matthews is just going to throw it in the infield. And so the Expos are on the board 9-1 with the RBI by Dawson. Brings up Al Oliver 1 for 3 with a strikeout. That one hit was a single. So Carlton finally allows a run. Pitch to Oliver. Got him. 200 on the year for Carlton. Comes on a 1-2 fastball. Swung on and missed. 2 out for Carter, who's 1 for 3. Yep. You know, I was like 45 when I realized that that's what the Expos logo meant. Certainly one of the most creative. Carlton deals. Carter sends this one into right. That's going to drop in front of Vukovic. Dawson will score, and the Expos at least have a couple on the board. Brings up Tim Wallach. Timmy 1 for 2 with a double. Struck out and grounded into a double play. Carlton deals. Wallach popped up left side. Schmidt got it. Expos finally get on the board. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. After 8, Philadelphia 9. Montreal 2. So Gary Maddox with 2 solo shots. 2 for 4. Reardon going out for a second inning. Whoever goes tomorrow for Montreal needs to throw a long time. Pitch from Reardon. Maddox, base hit up the middle. Going for 2. The throw into Spire, not in time. And right now, even though there's a roof overhead, when it rains, it pours. Here's Vukovic. George is 1 for 4. Pitch from Reardon. Popped up and got Gary Carter on the face. Gary still looks cute because he's wearing the mask, but they give him a moment. Now here's the pitch to Vukovic. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Maddox will hold at third. Nope, he's going to go home. Dawson flings it home. The throw to Carter is not in time. Scored rather easily. That throw was up the line. Just took a bit for the chalkboard to respond to it. And it's now 10-2 Philadelphia. 18 hits for the Phils and none by Ivan De Jesus, who's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Even Steve Carlton has 2 hits. Reardon delivers, and De Jesus flies this one into left. Range, 2 out. So Steve Carlton, with 1 out, has had himself a day and a half. 2 for 4. He singled twice. He scored and grounded into a double play. Carter and Reardon have a few words. Best place to get some wings. Line drive to right. And someone from NDG got that ball in right field. Notre Dame de, and I forget what the G is. So the count is full. Reardon, wishing he was anywhere but here right now. Delivers. Popped up. Right side. Dougie Flynn. 2 out. For Pete Rose. Rose. 3 for 5. 1 last chance here at the cycle. And the box says he's got a 0.7 chance of doing it. So Reardon, with 2 out, is ready. Here's the pitch. Rose, fly ball to left, opposite field. Raines is there, and that will retire the side. Phillies put another one on the board. 2 hits and no errors. 8.5 in the books. How you doing, baseball? The Reardon Admiral. Yep, exactly, and he sunk. Philadelphia 10, Montreal 2. So Spire, Flynn, and a pinch hitter for the Expos as Carlton goes for the complete game. No Gurley-Mon Clinton Park stuff here. Clinton wants a complete game, and so does Stevie Carlton. What'd you miss? Another 17,000 runs. And I did some body painting. Spire is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. DeJesus by the bag at second over to Rose for the out. So 1 out. Here's Doug Flynn. He's 1 for 3. Expos have 10 hits tonight for this afternoon. And 2 runs. And they both came in the 8th. Carlton delivers. Flynn, ground ball to Schmidt. And Jacob Jingleheimer can't make a play. In fact, Flynn's going to get 2 bases. As Schmidt fumbled it, he must have played for the Eagles. That went into the outfield, and Flynn went all the way to second. I guess the Expos oh yeah. I mean, there wasn't anyone really there. I used Ray Burris, who was supposed to pitch in 2 days. I mean, they just have nothing. Phillies about to win their 3rd in a row against Montreal and cut that lead to 6.5. They're going to go with Warren Cromartie despite the bad split. 269, 9 homers, and 58 RBI. Dave and Dave. Oh, Ken, what did you say? Pitch to Cromartie. Struck him out. So the Expos are down to their last chance for Timmy Raines. And so through the rare 36 batter check, Steve Carlton, 121 pitches. That's efficient. 8 2/3 innings, 10 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 5. He's now at 201 for the year. Warren hits him as the crow flies. Is it okay to wash down cheesecake with Pilsner? What's for dinner, ID? Of course it is. Of course it is. So Raines is ready. Pitch from Carlton. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. So the Phillies have now won 3 straight over Montreal, and the lead now in the Central, or the National League East, is 6.5 games. We could be finding ourselves with a 2-team race. The Phillies, 10 runs on 18 hits and an error. The Expos, 2 runs on 10 hits and no errors. So Carlton goes the distance, 9 innings, 10 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 6. And for baseball demos, you see why the bullpen was gassed. Scott Sanderson couldn't make it out of the 4th. 10 hits. He goes to 10-8 on the year, by the way. 7 runs, all earned, a homer with 3 strikeouts. Then Fryman goes an inning and 2/3. Ray Burris goes 2 innings, 3 hits, a run, a homer, and then Jeff Reardon coming in just for mop-up duty. So Pete Rose was a triple short of the cycle. He's going to be our player of the game. 3 for 6 with 3 runs scored. Mike Schmidt hitting .324 again. He's got himself 3 RBI. That's right. Yeah, Sanderson's line was pretty ugly. And so the Phillies have made this a race again. And so let's really quick show you remember, the Phillies and Expos will play 18 times this year. And they will play 5 more after this. So the Phillies had been pretty much solved by the Expos. They were 9-1 coming into the series, Montreal was. And now it's 9-4. So if you're wondering about the rest of the division, the Expos still have, 7 more against Atlanta, 6 against Cincinnati, 7 against Houston. They're done with Los Angeles and San Francisco and San Diego. They have 6 more against the Cubs, 5 more against the Mets, 5 more against the Phillies, 6 more against Pittsburgh, and 5 more against St. Louis, who is 14 out. I hope you wrote all that down. There's a quiz on that later. Since we got a few minutes, let's quickly play the rest of the day. as I come on camera and say hello. Wish that was a better game. So I'm going to try to do these on Friday night as a precursor to Dave Little's streams. So 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock, get you all set for a full night of streaming action here on the Friends of the Community. Games that you missed. The Cubbies beat the Mets 5-1. Ferguson Jenkins wins his 10th. Ryan Sandberg hits his 4th of the year. Baltimore beat Boston in 12, 1-0. Sammy Stewart with his 9th win of the year. Mark Clear wasn't very clear. Oakland beat California 5-3. So the Angels lead is 5.5 over Kansas City and Chicago. Pittsburgh beat St. Louis 8-4. Candelaria with his 6th of the year. Dale Barrow with its 8th home run. Cincinnati beat Houston 6-4. Bruce Bereni goes to 12-9. Toronto shuts out Milwaukee 2-0. Dave Steve goes to 10-14. Minnesota beat Seattle 4-3. Ron Davis goes to 4-9. The Yankees lose to the White Sox 4-3. Lamar Hoyt 10-11. That sounds like a Vermont push-up. Hoyt, Hoyt, Hoyt. Bernazard 4-for-4 with a triple and a double. Texas goes to 39-74. They beat Cleveland 2-0. Danny Darwin gets the win. Hopefully he'll never go to the Red Sox. That's not true. San Francisco beat the Dodgers 3-1. Barr goes to 6-2, and Atlanta beat San Diego 3-2 in 11. Bob Watson with his 11th of the year. So we now kind of have a race in the National League East. As we say goodbye on this Friday night, we'll give you one look at the standings. Montreal by 6.5 over Philadelphia. Lots of baseball left. Philadelphia winning the games that they have to. Dodgers over the Braves by 12.5. Montreal and Atlanta are next 82 game on Tuesday. Baltimore by 1 over Detroit and 4 over Milwaukee. California by 5.5 over Chicago and Kansas City. Dennis Lamp fans, rest easy. You'll probably see him again soon. So, yep, feeling better. Thanks for joining us. Math is always fun. Oh, yeah, you should, you butthead. I would do it because you asked for it. So thanks a bunch for watching. I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. Next scheduled stream is that 70s tournament Sunday afternoon at 4. It'll be the 78 Dodgers and 79 Pirates. Next game in this replay, as I said, Tuesday, it's the Expos and the Braves from Atlanta at lunchtime on Tuesday. Have yourself a good weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you Sunday, and as always, thanks a bunch.